Hello everyone and welcome to our very first TVG talk of 2016. My name is Paco Treviño and today, as always, I'm joined by Lauro Chapa.
Hey guys.
And Carlos Cáceres.
Hello.
And well, as you might have guessed by the title of this video, we'll be discussing about some stuff that will be coming out from Pokémon this year, celebrating their 20th anniversary. Particularly, the Pikachu Detective game, Pokkén Tournament, the new Generations trading card game expansion, and so on and so forth. So, to kick things off, we'll start talking about the retro games that will be coming out. What are these? They are the 3DS Virtual Console titles of Pokémon Red, Blue, and Yellow. And in Japan, they will also be releasing Pokémon Green. And we will have some extra features, or should I say original features, like trading and battling. This will be through download play. And let's start with you, Lauro. What do you think of these Virtual Console releases?
I think it's a nice little touch from Nintendo and Game Freak, because not many people know about those original games, and not all people are able to play them now. So it's good that they update their digital games with the libraries of all the games in their history.
Yeah, and also for people that have the game, for example, say you have the original cartridge, it's really nice to have a copy that will still have your save file.
Yeah, that's right.
Because, as soon as this game was announced, or these, should I say, re-releases were announced, tons of messages were like, this will be nice because my Charizard died when my battery died, in my memory.
Yeah.
So I think that will be cool also for returning fans or returning players.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Carlos, what do you think of these remakes? Or I'm sorry, not remakes, re-releases.
Well, I think that it's great for fans and also a certain level for collectors. Not because they won't. I know that they won't be able to get their actual, let's say, Pokemon that they capture on the game on the retro games, but it's fun to try to catch them all the original 150. So,
well, actually, I think that you will have a chance of having the 151, because I believe that they announced that Mew will be coming also. They will be making it. I don't know how it will work, but I believe that they added a special menu only for the Virtual Console release, and I think that you can receive Mew. Like, I don't know if you have to go to a store or it will be through the internet, but I believe that you can receive Mew. I heard that somewhere.
Even better. I mean, it's the original collector's experience.
Yeah, I mean, I remember way back when catching them all was a viable option. Nowadays it's 700 plus. I'm not doing that. Another really cool thing that happens with this re-releases is that we will be getting both special edition 2DSs and new 3DSs. The 2DSs will be special edition red, blue, green, and yellow, so far announced for Japan and Europe. I'm doubtful about the green one on Europe, but the other three I know that they have been announced recently, and they will all have pre-installed versions of whatever game they are supposed to be, along with a little case. And for the 3DSs, the new 3DSs, should I say, we will be getting basically regular new 3DSs with their cover plates for red and blue, and also with the pre-installed games.
Yeah.
So, Carlos, what do you think about these re-releases or should I say revisions of consoles?
The new 3DS versions for the cover plates, I think that they are quite cool. I actually expected something a little bit more for the new 3DS. Like 2DS, I like them. They are actually quite, let's say, a must-have for fans. But the plates, I think that maybe they were a little bit lazy on that point.
Yeah.
My opinion only, of course.
Yeah, I mean, they could have just made maybe a bundle that you buy the cover plates themselves with a digital code for the game. But, maybe they wanted to ship more new 3DSs.
Yeah.
And something that I really like about the 2DSs is, well, two things. One, that they have the colored buttons from the Super Famicom.
Yeah.
And also the fact that they have, the translucent, sort of like a throwback to the Game Boy Color.
Yeah, that's right.
That's pretty cool.
That's very cool.
Lauro, do you have anything to add on this? For example, the new 3DSs.
Yeah, I think they're very cool, both of them, because there are people who love their special edition consoles. You know, there's a channel on YouTube called Nintendo Collecting, and he's crazy for all that stuff. He has all the special editions, so there's people like that who love us.
I think that he released a video, where he said like, "Yeah, I'm all over this thing."
Yeah. So
we'll
there's a market for that.
We'll post a link to his channel so you can see what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, the next topic within the 20th celebration of Pokemon is, Pokkén Tournament. I think it's pretty cool that we're finally getting a really, how should I put this, a full-fledged Pokemon game. Maybe it's not like handheld Pokemon on the Wii U, but it's not an eShop title like Pokemon Rumble. So I think it's pretty cool that we're getting an actual full retail title, and I think that another really good sign with this game is that we're getting our very first amiibo card of a Pokemon, and I think that this is the first of hundreds of cards.
This is the opening of Pandora's box.
We will be getting even poorer as 2016 goes by. So with all this event, they're even making a special controller for Pokkén Tournament. Do you think that it will have a big impact in 2016 as Pokemon's 20th celebration? Lauro, what do you think?
I think it would, because I think fans have been clamoring for a fighting game for Pokemon since a lot of time back. So, and I think that Nintendo has never made this style of fighting game very good. A good game, I mean.
A very technical fighting game?
Yeah. So I think that's really great, combining two of people's wants. And the game seems pretty cool.
I really like how it's shaping up.
Yeah.
And I really like the lineup. Maybe it's missing some Pokemon, but so far the lineup is either pretty cool or pretty unexpected, and both things to me are cool.
Yeah.
Carlos, what do you think of Pokemon Tournament going forward?
Well, I'm pretty excited by its coming, because we have all wanted to see a different side of Pokemon battles. Well, more than the sequence that we see that, oh, let me attack and then you attack. No, we want to see real live action of Pokemon, and it's more like our imagination desires come true.
Yeah, like it's pretty cool to fight a Pokemon fighting, the games, but it's not pretty cool to watch. It's not very visual. But maybe with Pokemon Tournament, we will finally have that, a more visual kind of competitive play.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually, like you said, what we all dreamed of. Maybe, my favorite Pokemon is Blaziken, and finally Blaziken won't be just a footprint on the other guy. It will finally be, an actual burning leg, hitting another Pokemon.
Yeah, and not only that, they're actually making an effort on this. I mean, have you looked at the exclusive version of Mewtwo?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty, it's the typical edgy Japanese take of things, but at the same time, there is a reason why they keep doing that, because it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. It's a very visual experience. And actually, as a mild Tekken player, I really like that style and feel that Pokemon could have a good use of that. And now that we talked a little bit about the Pokemon card, amiibo card, what do you think they might be approaching that with, going forward in 2016, 20th anniversary? It's a perfect time to release amiibo cards based on Pokemon. Carlos, what do you think they might be going on with that?
Well, they are definitely going to sell. If one thing goes along with Pokemon, they are collectors. They are,
Gotta catch them all.
Yeah, gotta catch. It's their catchphrase. So
gotta buy them all.
It was just a matter of time before something like this happened.
Yeah, I read online something pretty interesting that this is a second attempt at making Pokemon cards, or this would be, should I say, a second attempt of doing Pokemon cards that are compatible with games. You know, there was a time when the trading card games cards were compatible with the e-reader, with the e-reader thing. You know, they were compatible with some games.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I actually have a Blaziken that has that compatibility, and a few others, but I think a Meowth. I'm not really sure about that. But yeah, this is the second attempt at doing that, and something that really catches my attention with that is that, for example, the amiibo cards of Animal Crossing have like some numbers about, you know, they have a dice number and things like that. Maybe the amiibo cards will have stats and be compatible with the trading card game. That would be a pretty cool bonus, I think.
Yeah.
You know.
Really Pokemon-like.
Yeah, I mean, and that would be a huge incentive to buy them.
Yeah.
And to get people into the game again, because to be honest, it has not been pretty. It has not been as popular as it used to be, and that actually leads us to our next point with the trading card game generations. That I don't know if they have announced any details, but what we do know is that it's an expansion that's coming out. So maybe that's what the amiibo cards will be.
Yeah, maybe they'll complement each other. Like now, all trading cards from now on will be amiibos, and vice versa. You know.
That would actually be pretty cool, and it would be a turning point on Pokemon Amiibo, because you know how they somehow get the shorten of the stick all the time. Like in Mario Maker,
always.
they don't make sounds. In Yoshi's Woolly World, they didn't work at all. They gave you an Amiibo T-shirt.
Yeah.
And it was pretty weird.
The only, let's say, bad side I see on this is that it will be, well, it will make the collection more expensive than it will originally be if there were only cards. I mean, it will be great, but I think it will give a hard time on collectors' pockets.
Well,
let's say.
that's pretty. Yeah, you have an absolute point there. It will be very expensive, but you know, maybe what they could do, it's not release. For example, the trading card game has tons of Charizards, tons of Mewtwo's. Maybe just release one Charizard amiibo card.
But
one
how-
Charizard, one Mewtwo.
There are still
much do they
700
cut
Pokemons.
the-
Yeah,
No?
but I'm sorry.
How much do the Animal Crossing cards cost? Pack.
I'm not really sure. It's six
Six.
cards for about.
Isn't it $6 or something?
Yeah, it's about $1 for the card, I believe. We'll put an annotation to the real prices. But yeah, they're definitely more expensive than trading card games, because trading card games are like, you get a blind bag with a bunch for like $1.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a
difference.
huge difference in the price. But yeah, I mean, they could handle it that way, I think.
Yeah.
And you know, maybe not discontinue the regular trading card game. In fact, I would suggest not do that. You know, have both. But you know, to be more so like a bonus for the amiibo cards, and to be an incentive to actually go for the trading card game as well as amiibos. But yeah, I think that would be one of the most lucrative parts of the 20th anniversary. And not only that, but I think that another very lucrative part will be Pokemon Go, the mobile game that they're making. Well, I think that almost all of us know about it. It's basically like Google Maps meets Pokemon. And how do you feel about that game? You know, do you think it will have enough substance to have people really interested on it, or you know, Lauro, what do you think?
I think it's getting a lot of hype from people that don't necessarily are hardcore Pokemon fans, because I think those people like to have their game like on the go, like to have their game, and I feel like they know that that's not going to be like the same type of game. So I think it's getting a lot of media attraction, like social media attraction, and it's attracting other people. So I think there's going to be like mixed feelings about this, and I don't think it's going to be that popular of a game.
I think that it will be popular with people that don't actually play Pokemon games, and I'm not saying that they are lesser gamers or whatever. No.
Yeah.
What I'm only saying is that this will definitely not attract like the regular Pokemon crowd, because it won't have as much substance. I can already see that with the gameplay. that they've shown, which is very, very limited. But they have shown some of it, and something that I've also seen is that this game has been a little bit overhyped by Nintendo.
Yes.
And it's obviously on purpose, but you're not definitely going to have the AR of seeing Mewtwo there. It will be more so like a screen where you see Mewtwo, but I think that this will be a very popular game, but I don't know if it will be like maybe a bubble where it has a huge burst in popularity, then it dies out, or if it would be like Candy Crush, that people are still addicted to it years later.
Yeah.
So, Carlos, what do you think of Pokemon Go in general?
Well, I think I disagree a little bit with what you both said. I think that Pokemon fans will actually, well, we are all hyped, but I think that Pokemon hardcore fans are even more hyped than the regular crowd, because the core of the game, let's say, it's to experience, well, of Pokemon games, to have a mini adventure, let's say, well, on a handheld normally, but this different approach they are giving, it's like, let's say, the most immersive thing that I can think of on a Pokemon game, even more than, let's say, VR. Well, we're obviously talking about all the hype that Nintendo has given it, all the things that they have shows and commercials. It will obviously not be like that,
Right.
but it has a lot of potential, and either it's a bubble or not. At first, at least, I think that Pokemon fans, well, like me, because I like Pokemon.
Yeah, we all love Pokemon.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
love
we're
Pokemon.
doing a discussion about Pokemon.
Yeah. Well, I'm really excited for Pokemon Go. I'm pretty sure that it can. I can see an outcome where it can, let's say, disappoint, but still, I'm pretty excited.
Now that you bring it up, I think that you are right in the sense that, the Pokemon fans will be into the game, but maybe mildly, and will be into the game mildly like 2 years or 3 years or more. And, the non-Pokemon crowd will have like a burst of popularity, then it will die out. Like,
Probably.
maybe, it's just, one way to kind of predict about it. What else? Well, now that we're talking about the hardcore audience, let's talk a little bit about the third Pokemon X and Y kind of game. In this case, it's potentially going to be called Pokemon Z or Pokemon Z.
Yeah.
Now, we don't know much, but we do know that there is some Pokemon that have not come out because we're waiting for this title. And I think that the question is more so about not if it's coming out, but how or in what shape or form is it coming out. Maybe it will be 2 versions, maybe it will be a remake or a revision like Emerald, or it will be a sequel like Black and White 2. So basically what I'm asking you guys is, what do you think it will be like? Carlos, what do you think it will be?
Well, I hope it won't be, let's say, a XC or YC versions. I mean,
right. 2 versions.
yeah, like, let's say, the continuation of each of the previous games. I hope that it will be one that converges both. Well, because I actually, well, let's say I'm later trading like crazy for all the exclusive Pokémons of the other side of the game, and well, I think that fans will like that more. In my case, well, that's my opinion. But also about how the game will be, I'm pretty sure maybe a few new Pokemon if something, but I think that they will do the same thing as they did with their previous version of those games, that they changed the game mechanics on some ways that were actually pretty, let's say, enjoyable for us. Let's say the skates, some people didn't like it, but the visuals, obviously they can do that again, but they will find out some creative game mechanics that will, let's say, give this additional value to this game. But
Right.
And Mega Evolutions, of course.
Yeah.
They are going to keep exploiting that as long as they can.
yeah, definitely. We're going to see a couple new Mega Evolutions. And, you were mentioning some enhancements that they could do. Playing Omega Ruby on my 3DS, I noticed, or I mean, obviously everybody noticed, Pokemon games this generation with the 3D completely suck. The frame rate drops immensely. There's slowdown. The overworld doesn't even have 3D, so maybe they could take this as a chance of adding that.
It will be, that will be a great chance because, as you said, the 3D function of the 3DS is being totally, let's say, wasted on these games, and they can take an approach. I'm not sure if that's more of a hardware issue that they have, but I
don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Smash Brothers runs within 60 frames per
Yeah,
second
they
in
have,
3D. I mean,
they have done it on games that, let's say, they are more performance demanding than Pokemon. So they can do a good job. It's just the time they need to invest on doing it.
Something that I'm afraid of looking at Smash Hyrule Warriors is that maybe they will attempt it as a marketing ploy to advertise new 3DS. Like, yeah, the 3DS will be pretty cool. The 3D will be pretty cool in the new 3DS. But
they could do that.
Do you think they can make it a new 3DS exclusive?
I don't think they will.
No, it will be too much.
If Pokemon has not been paying that much attention to the Wii U, I think it's because of the sales of the Wii U. And while the new 3DS is a huge success, they still want to capitalize on the sheer people that have regular 3DS. So that makes me believe that they won't do that new 3DS exclusive. Lauro, do you think anything else? Anything to add about the Pokemon third version?
No, I think similar to Carlos, it's going to be like one sequel kind of converging of the two other games, and a couple new Pokemon, couple new Mega Evolutions.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like they've always done.
Yeah, like they've always done.
Do you think that they will add a new mode or something like, for example?
I really don't think so.
No, you don't think so?
I
Maybe
think that they may add a new kind of battle. I mean, we have seen on the, let's say, last couple of years.
No, I think they're going to save it for the next generation.
No, but maybe
sure.
like Pokemon Emerald had the Battle Frontier.
Oh.
Pokemon Platinum had this weird world with the dark matter and things like that. So, do you think that we might see something like that, or it will be a little bit more bare bones this time?
No, I think they wasted all their marbles on the X and Y.
Yeah,
but
because X and Y was a huge step for Pokemon in general.
But now that you say so, a few of, let's say, well, we don't have the auras actually, but I actually miss Battle Frontier, and they said on a statement before that it will arrive on some way, and
Really?
and if you go on the game, I hope I'm not spoiling anything, at the end on the, how it's called, the battle, it's not
The Battle Tower, I believe it's called.
no, it's not battle. I don't remember exactly the name, but in that place, there comes, let's say, a small projection of what used to be Battle Frontier on the Emerald, and it says coming soon. So a lot of us are kind of expecting, DLC, or let's say its arrival on maybe Pokemon C. Who knows?
Well, but that would imply that in Pokemon Z you would travel to Hoenn.
Who knows? But I don't think so, actually.
No, you know what? I think that might be a really crude reference to the fact that Emerald came after Ruby and Sapphire, so maybe they're sort of trying to tell you that that Delta Emerald hasn't happened. Like, maybe that's what they're trying to tell you, even though it happens in the game. Maybe that's sort of what they're trying to convey there.
I think that's too deep.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sometimes I go too deep.
Too deep.
Yeah, sometimes I'm going too deep.
But Pokemon, it's deep, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Well, talking about deep, actually, we have a very story-heavy Pokemon coming out, maybe.
Yes.
With the Detective Pikachu game. The game was kind of confusing with its name. We put it in there somewhere, but basically, it's Sherlock Holmes Pikachu edition.
Yeah.
We actually have a very Sherlock Holmes styled
Very.
main theme. We have a very Sherlock Holmes styled hat.
It looks like London.
Yeah, it looks very British. You know
Yeah.
the place.
There's a Pikachu with a deep voice.
Yeah, I mean,
What?
not
So
only does
weird.
he talk,
And I think in the English version is going to be Danny DeVito, or I'm crazy.
I don't know. No, that's actually fan speculation and a fan
Okay.
petition. It would be hilarious. It
Yeah.
would be hilarious, especially because the original voice actress for Pikachu is such a sweet lady, you know.
Yeah.
And now having, you know, deep voiced characters, you know, coming there, you know, it would be a pretty weird place. But I actually am very interested in this game because I think it's very similar to things like Ace Attorney and Professor Layton.
Yeah.
That while I haven't played that many games of those series, or many series, should I say, I really like Ace Attorney, particularly the detective sections of the game. So I think that this game has a lot of potential. What really confuses me though is that, you know, we saw the cinematic, which is, by the way, it was beautiful.
Uh-huh.
We saw some gameplay that was very polished, but it also seemed like the game was very cheap. It's about the equivalent to $10, so...
Yeah, that's very weird. And they also made a live action commercial.
Yeah.
So it's so weird.
Yeah, and the commercial actually seems like it ties to the story.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's very strange. Lauro, do you see them releasing it here, or do you think it will remain a Japanese
Yeah, I
exclusive?
think it's too like meme-ish, popular, things like that. So I think they'll release it here. It's
Yeah.
popular, like the as you were saying, Ace Attorney games and Professor Layton games are popular here. So I don't see why they won't do it.
Yeah.
And seeing this, Pokemon spin-offs and Pokemon games in general are now attacking every genre of games. You know, RPGs, fighting, 2D fighting, 3D 2D fighting. Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, they tried
Possible.
already the free to start mechanic
Yeah.
3 times already. We have the Diablo-styled Pokemon Rumble.
Yeah.
It's a very watered Diablo
Yeah,
style,
of course,
right?
of course.
I mean, I'm overstating it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
But, you know,
Diablo
we've had-
fans want to kill you right now.
Hey, well, no, but
Photography.
yeah, photography with Pokemon Snap, trading card game.
Hey you Pikachu.
Hey You Pikachu, which is basically what is that game?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know where to put it. We also have
A party game? No.
party. I guess that the Wii games that Pika play. Or,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, those. Yeah, we have party games. You're absolutely right. And the Pokemon Stadium games had
Oh,
Wii games.
yes, yeah.
Yeah, but what hasn't Pokemon tackled?
Missing like.
Oh right, a detective game. You
Yeah.
know, a story-heavy detective game,
Yeah.
and now we have that. What haven't they tackled? I think they're
That's it,
covered.
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, that being said, do you guys think that we will see anything else on the 20th anniversary?
I think that's too much. Isn't
Yeah.
it enough?
It's already a lot.
Yeah.
You know, since the Wii U it's kind of not really addressed, maybe get virtual console releases, maybe Pokemon Stadium to accompany the virtual console titles on the 3DS, maybe Pokemon Snap or something like that. You know?
Hey, you Pikachu.
It's actually possible because the gamepad has a microphone. You know, and
It also looks like the camera you took pictures with in Pokemon Snap, so
yeah.
it's possible.
Yeah, and you know, it would be pretty cool to see maybe a digital release of a new Pokemon Snap, you know,
Yeah.
or something like that. You know, the Wii U should get also some love. I mean, Pokemon Tournament it's pretty cool and all, but it's actually just one game, and it's the first game on the Wii U.
Yeah,
So
in years.
no, it's
Yeah.
actually the first Pokemon game because the other one it's an eShop title.
No, that's right. But
I mean, come on, the Wii U deserves a little more love. But yeah, do you guys have anything else to add before we wrap this up?
I think Pokemon loves us.
Yeah, they love our wallets, they love our money, they want it so
Yeah.
bad.
That's right.
I think that they may still try to add some things up. I mean, Pokemon is a great and big franchise that it's, let's say, it's always trying to surprise us. And
I believe it's the second most lucrative franchise of all
Next
time.
to Mario, of course.
After Mario, yeah.
to me.
Because, you know, maybe they don't sell as much as Call of Duty, but because they sell so many toys and so
Yeah.
many cards and everything, you know, they're so lucrative. So yeah, they definitely find new ways to make us lose our money. I think that wraps it up for this TVG talk. Thanks all for watching, you guys. If you like this video, why don't you subscribe to our channel to know when we'll be releasing other videos. And well, this has been Paco Treviño from the TVGamers. I was joined today by Lauro Chapa
Thanks, guys.
and Carlos Cáceres.
See ya, guys.
Until next time, bye bye.